I was wondering if you bounds to the Lady Hawks. So the Hawks will gain possession. 2:17 remaining in the first period. Lady Hawks 9, Wesley Wolverines 9. So we'll see if UMES can take their first lead of the ball game here. Sidnor at top, over to Carney. Carney down low to Popovich. Popovich to Walker, and they're going to call a travel on Dominique Walker. Just took a couple too many steps there in the paint.
Yeah, the Hawks got the ball down inside that time to Walker. She just turned the wrong way.
I will say this, from what you've seen so far, Dave, it looks like there's a little bit more ball movement from the reserves that have come into the game. These last 5 players that have come into the game for the Hawks have had a lot more ball movement than the starters.
They're happy to be playing. So.
And sometimes that's all it takes.
It worked.
Starters come out sluggish, and you put in the reserves. UMES looks to attack here. Down low to Walker. She bodies off a defender, misses, and tried to get the rebound, but great box out that time by number 21, Shelby Johnson, as Walker goes over the back. So back-to-back possessions, you've had a turnover by Walker and then a miss and a foul by Walker. So just need to get her under control. And it looks like we've got some substitutions as well for the Lady Hawks. Checking in Kiera Eaton and
Jordan Smith.
Number 5, Jordan Smith. Both of those players returning from injury, which was one thing that I know Coach Batcher has got to be tickled to death about. Great defense by Carney, and it looks like she might have gotten a little too close to O'Neal on that one, and they're going to call her for a reach-in foul.
It's the call that they've been making all year. You can't put your hands on the player, 30 feet away from the basket, so don't do it.
Absolutely. It doesn't provide much benefit to your team by doing that because you're so far away from the basket. What are the odds that she shoots a shot or makes an incredible pass? So fresh shot clock for the Wesley Wolverines. O'Neal gives off to Murray. Murray down low. No-look pass to Megan Shacklock, and it goes off her hands into the arms of UMES. So the Lady Hawks will look to attack. Under a minute to play here in the first period. 9-9, Wesley and UMES. Outside, Sidnor fakes the shot, dribbles, looks to dish, and it's deflected by Wesley.
She had a good shot at the foul line, didn't take it, then kind of forced a pass, and Wesley got their hands on it.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see it being a little bit too unselfish, and that's exactly what happened in that situation for UMES. O'Neal pulls the trigger from 3, and she'll hit again, her second 3 of the game. So Stacey O'Neal, half of the Wesley points already in this game. So UMES will hold here for the last shot. Less than 20 to go here in the first period. 12-9 in favor of Wesley. Carney in the corner. She'll go down low to Walker. Walker, great pass to Jordan Smith, and she'll convert with an easy layup. Great look that time by Walker.
Little high-low post and cut down the lane.
And a half-court heave that time by Murray is off the mark. So we'll head to a quick break. Score after 1 is Wesley 12 and University of Maryland Eastern Shore 11. This is the Shore Sports Network.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life, because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFNsports.net.
Alrighty, welcome back here to the William P. Heitch Athletic Center. The score after one quarter is Wesley 12 and University of Maryland Eastern Shore, 11. As we take a quick look at these stats, Dave, you look at it, one thing that we talked about was for Wesley being able to hit those threes because, like we said, you're just undersized. And early on, you see it from Stacey O'Neal hitting 2 threes, 2 for 2 from outside the arc. So big boost for Wesley from her. After that, you look at, it looks like Murray's been able to run the point pretty smoothly for Wesley. Had a couple hiccups here and there, but for the most part, she's been able to hold her own.
They're both shooting about the same percentage, 5 for 14, 5 for 15, so it's an even ball game.
And quickly out of the timeout, Amanda Carney decides to light it up from long range. Carney from 3 to put the Lady Hawks back ahead.
And she can shoot it, and did it well that time.
And that's her 9th 3 on the season here in her 9th game. Out of bounds that time. Ball for the Wolverines. Substitution for the Wolverines. Number 3, Paige Hailstock has checked into the game. Right in front of us, Megan Shacklock inbounds it to Murray. Murray over to Gibbs. Tiana Gibbs, that is. Gibbs to Hailstock. Hailstock to Johnson. 3 on the shot clock, and that's a turnover. Great job there by UMES to clamp down on the defense. And they'll look to push the tempo. Hicks with the ball. She'll pass over to Eaton. Eaton pulls the trigger from 3, and she's got it. So back-to-back threes to start the second quarter for the Lady Hawks.
Well, that'll get you ahead real quick. 17-12, the Hawks.
As Dave said, Hawks now sporting a 5-point lead. And that ball down low for Shelby Johnson is going to be a traveling violation.
The defensive has resulted in, for the Hawks, have resulted in offensive wide-open shots. So.
Yeah, and you saw at that time the freshman Gil Miles as well as Smith were right there to double-team Johnson down low, and she didn't have much, if anywhere, to go. Gil Miles outside to Eaton. Down low to Gil Miles again. Takes a jump step and is able to convert the short bunny hook. Good job by Gil Miles. That was one of your star players that we talked about in the pregame, Dave.
Yes, he went right over top of the Wesley player.
Quick double team out top to Gibbs. Gibbs attacks, and she is going to be fouled that time. I believe it was number 5, Jordan Smith, gave her a little bit of a hip check there.
Foul charge to the Hawks, number 5, Jordan Smith. That's her first person.
So Tiana Gibbs will go to the line, the senior out of Wilmington, Delaware. Went to Concord High School.
Gibbs at the line, shooting 2.
And her first free throw is good. Gibbs, one of 3 seniors on this team for Coach Worden. 19-13 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 8:21 remaining in the first half. The second free throw off the front of the iron. Rebound by Gil Miles. Gives off to Hicks. Hicks off to Carney. Carney to Eaton. Back out top to Hicks. Hicks gives off to Eaton, and her three-pointer is off the mark. Maybe a little bit too happy on the trigger that time. Maybe a little bit of a heat check for Eaton.
She just shot it too quick. Her first three, she was wide open that time. She pulled the trigger too quick. Full court pressure by the Hawks.
As Dave said, full court pressure, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds, by the Lady Hawks. So ball will remain with Wesley as they inbound in front of their own bench. Murray will inbound. Quick hands that time by Gil Miles. Deflects it to Carney. Carney over to Eaton. Eaton with the ball at the top of the key. Kick ball that time by Murray. So possession will remain with the Lady Hawks. And one thing I've noticed as this game progresses is as the defensive intensity progresses for UMES, it seems like they're able to stall Wesley a little bit more, which is helping them and is able to get the lead for them. And Smith down low is going to be fouled. A good job by Smith. Great pass by Gil Miles as well.
Yeah, it was a good pass, although I would have shot the ball from where she shot it. She's about 3 feet from the basket, point-blank range, and bank it off her glass. She could have shot that, but good hands.
Absolutely.
By Jordan Smith.
Absolutely. Yeah, she was maybe a foot outside the charge block circle, if that. So whenever you're in that paint, especially for such an athletic female athlete as Gil Miles is, you take that shot, and I agree with you on that.
Yep.
Smith's first free throw was good, and her second free throw in and out. Rebound that time. Great box out by Gibbs. So Wesley will look to get their first bucket here in the second quarter. Off the mark that time by Johnson. Big rebound that time by Gil Miles.
And she's doing it on both ends.
Hicks off to Martha Thompson. Thompson down low to Smith, back to Gil Miles. Gil Miles with the layup and one.
The Hawks can throw the ball into Gil Miles anytime in the lane. She's going to either get a bucket or get fouled. She's the best athlete on the floor.
Absolutely. Gil Miles is just imposing her athleticism upon these Wesley defenders. Gil Miles, as we said, a freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky, a 6-foot freshman. She'll head to the line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
And she's a left-hander. I like left-handers.
Oh, gotta love the southpaws. Once again, sticking to the full court press is the Lady Hawks. Gibbs is able to beat that, but Gil Miles is able to get the deflection and the steal. She'll go one-on-one with Gibbs. Euro step, and she gets fouled. Great job that time by Gil Miles. Well, she must have listened to you and taken the shot, because it looks like she just wanted to do it all there.
I think she feels she can at any time. That was a good little move inside, going left and pull back right.
Absolutely. Good job by Gil Miles to draw the foul. And she'll head to the line for 2. Her first free throw is good. As we said, Gil Miles is averaging 9.9 points and 6.1 rebounds, which leads this Lady Hawks team. And as we said, she's a part of this freshman group. Her, Amanda Carney, Portia Sidner. This is the foundation for Coach Fred Batchelor to build upon, and the future looks bright for the Lady Hawks. That second free throw is off the mark, but rebounded by Martha Thompson. Her shot goes off, and it's blocked. Actually, no, they're going to call a late whistle and a foul on number 11, Megan Shacklock. So Thompson missed a couple easy layups, it looked like there, but she was able to get a rebound both times and then is awarded with the foul.
And the Wolverines cannot afford to get in foul trouble because they only have 9 dressed today on the bench.
Absolutely. First free throw by Thompson is off the mark.
Substitution for the Wolverines down the game, number 25, Booker Hayes.
So Thompson with the second free throw. Off the mark again. Great hustle by Gil Miles, but it's going to be deflected out of bounds by her in favor of the Wesley Wolverines.
Wolverines ball.
So Lady Hawks supporting a 24-13 lead. 7:10 remaining in the first half. And the full court press works that time. And it looks like we have a late whistle and a kicked ball by the Lady Hawks after they gain possession. So the possession will go back to Wesley. And the referees are discussing this a little bit further in detail. I believe it was a referee from the other side of the court that made the call.
Correction. Possession.
So the referee right there on the scene decided that his call was correct, and they went forward with that. And you like to see that as referees, to get together for Alexis Hicks is number 22, Portia Sidnor. And re-entering for Wesley is number 4, Tiana Gibbs. Once again, the full court press for the Lady Hawks. Gibbs running the point now with Murray out of the game. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Wesley. She finds O'Neal. O'Neal throws up a running hook shot off the glass and in.
Yeah, nice looking hook shot.
So O'Neal now in double figures. Sidnor now going to run the point for the Lady Hawks. She'll give off to Martha Thompson. And that's quickly stolen that time by Paige Hailstock. Great quick hands by Hailstock. She'll give off to Gibbs. Gibbs running the point, as we said, for the Wolverines. Gets the screen out top. She'll pull the trigger. Off the mark. Rebounded by Eaton. Eaton looking to push, and she'll give off to Sidnor, who resets the offense at the top of the key. Sidnor gives to Eaton. Back to Sidnor. Sidnor down low to Gil Miles. Gil Miles over to Smith. She'll take the 15-foot jumper, and it's off the mark. Rebounded that time by Gibbs. And a timeout to Coach Worden. It's only going to be a 30-second timeout. So after that first quarter, where Lady Hawks were trailing 12-11, we've seen the offense really come alive here. And I think that's due in part to the defense. That's correct.
The full court pressure has been a problem. Murray's done a pretty good job for Wesley against that, but they have trouble when the double team comes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've seen, very, very few second chance opportunities for these Wesley Wolverines. So if they're missing shots, Lady Hawks are just grabbing the loose boards. And a lot of that is their size down low.
Size and athleticism, yes. We'll find out for sure. We got some stats coming across.
So 3:48 remaining before half. Lady Hawks sporting a 29-20 lead. As we look at some stats here, as far as total points go, the leading scorer in the game is Stacey O'Neal. She is 3 from 3 from long range, and she also has that jump hook off the glass that we just witnessed. For the Lady Hawks, Brescia Gill-Miles leading the way as far as points go with 8. She also has 4 rebounds. Dominique Walker, she provided a quick spark off the bench for them with 4 points. And Tori Morris also with 4 points.
They've also out-rebounded Wesley. Also, they're still pretty close, 17-14, and both teams shooting about for the game 40% from the floor.
One thing to also keep an eye on is the turnovers. Wesley up to 12 turnovers in the contest. Lady Hawks only with 7. And just as I say that, Wesley records their 13th turnover. Gil Miles looks to pressure. She'll give off to Carney. Carney hangs in the air for a minute, shoots it, but it's going to be off the mark, out of bounds. It's a deflection out of bounds. Looked like it went off Jordan Smith's hand, so it'll go back to the Wolverines.
And the Hawks jump right in that full court pressure.
And once again, deflection out of bounds. Quick hands that time by number 32, Kiara Hayden. And Murray, the point guard for Wesley, will check back in. So it looks like they're going to go to that 3-guard lineup that they came out with. Murray will get the inbound. Double team comes quickly. She'll give off to Gibbs. Gibbs able to get it across half court, and it's going to be a kickball that time on Gil Miles. So Wesley will retain possession. Out of bounds right in front of us here at the scorer's table. Murray being closely guarded by number 21, Regine Martin. Gives off to Gibbs. Gibbs gets the pick from Binkley. And it looked like she got bumped there, but no call. Loose ball gobbled up by the Lady Hawks. Regine Martin over to Eaton. Eaton over to Carney. Carney down low to Smith. Smith back outside to Martin. She'll give way to Gil Miles. Miles thought about the shot, pulled back. Eaton now for 3. Off through iron. Great rebound that time by Smith, and she misses the layup. Rebound that time by Wesley. Got the look she wanted, but just wasn't able to convert. So Wesley now with the ball. And they're going to call a foul off the ball on the Lady Hawks.
That's her third foul.
So Jordan Smith, the graduate transfer from Towson, in a little bit of foul trouble here in the early get-go with 3 fouls in the first half for Fred Batchelor's club.
Tori Morris back in the game for her.
And banding on the baseline was Wesley. They got it in to O'Neal. O'Neal now with the ball at the top of the key. She'll look to attack on Carney, and the foul is going to be against Carney. And as you talked about that.
Yeah, she got both Carney's fouls have been on the perimeter.
And as Dave said, that's her second foul in the contest. Great hands that time by Eaton as she gets the steal and is quickly fouled by Gibbs. It's a great job that time.
Yeah, Eaton's had her hands on the ball a lot on the defensive end for the Hawks. He goes to the free throw line for that defensive hustle.
Looked like they were going to go to the free throw line, but now they're going to get back out.
She went to the free throw line, but she didn't get the shots. Only 5 fouls against Wesley at this point. In the second quarter, 29-20 Hawks.
So Hawks will look to attack. Gil Miles down low. Once again, almost, a foot and a half maybe from the charge block circle, and she gives off to Smith, and it goes out of bounds off her hands.
Yes, I like to see her bank that off the glass.
Excuse me, that wasn't Smith that time. That was Tori Morris, who just checked back in for Jordan Smith. Gibbs with the ball at the point. Regine Martin is putting some great pressure on Murray, disallowing her to get that ball. O'Neal now with the ball, and Carney that time is able to get her hands on the ball and force the jump ball, but the possession will stay with Wesley.
Yeah, good job by Carney that time.
29-20 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 1:59 remaining in the first half. As you said, Lady Hawks coming in with a record of 1-7. Wesley with a record of 2-6. Wesley with the ball, 6 on the shot clock. Binkley with the ball, confused as what to do. She'll hoist up a shot that goes right into the hands of the Lady Hawks. Martin pushing the pressure. She'll give off to Carney. Carney on the far side from 3, off the front of the iron. And it looked like that might have been a foul on Martin. Bit of a reach and foul on the rebound that time by Martin.
It's on Martin. Regine Martin, number 1. Just a reach in, trying to get that offensive rebound.
Tiana Gibbs at the line for the Wolverines, shooting 2.
Wow.
So Gibbs shooting 2 at the charity strike for the Wolverines, and that first free throw is off the mark. The only question I could have is maybe the foul on Eaton was an offensive on Wesley. That's the only situation that I could see where that would not be free throws for the Lady Hawks. And gives his second free throws off the mark. And Gil Miles skies high for the rebound there. They'll push the ball up very quickly. Gil Miles at top of the key, gives off to Martin. Martin over to Carney. Carney in the corner for 3. Off the mark. Rebound to Gil Miles. Good fight that time. Murray was down low as well for Wesley, giving her a battle. So Eaton now with the ball. Gives off Morris on the baseline. She gives off to Martin at the top of the key. Martin stops, pops, pulls the trigger, and connects. Foot was on the line, so it was only a 2. 31-20 now in favor of the Lady Hawks. Less than 1 minute remaining in the first half. Wesley with the ball, down 11. Murray looking to back down. Martin, she'll give off to O'Neal. O'Neal from 3, off the back of the iron. Her first miss from 3 in the contest. Murray, great hustle that time to gather the loose ball, though.
A long shot, long rebound.
Murray drives, throws up a crazy layup, and Lady Hawks are right there. Gil Miles looking to attack, and she will. The layup is good. Great attacking ability by Gil Miles there.
Yeah, and the iron was kind to her. It rolled in.
It was a very, very, as I would say, a beautiful display of athleticism there. She took on a couple Wesley defenders and was able to get the layup to go. Attacked that time by Gibbs, and she's going to be fouled with 15.7 left in the first half.
33. Amanda Carney. That's a 3rd personal.
So Gibbs to the line again for Wesley. Wesley only with 8 points in this second quarter.
15 seconds left in the ball game. 33-20 Hawks.
Her first free throw is good. Yes, the Hawks are actually outscoring Wesley 22-9 now in the second quarter.
She replaces number 15.
And that foul was actually, last foul for the Lady Hawks was on Amanda Carney, so that's her third. So now you've got 2 players with 3 fouls for the Lady Hawks. And her second free throw is good. Less than 15 seconds now. Lady Hawks will look to push. 10. Carney in the corner. Carney pulls the trigger for 3 off the mark. Gathers her own rebound. Gets the layup to go. Great job by Carney. And Murray with that full court heave is off the mark. Great job by Carney to follow her own shot. You hear coaches preach that all the time, and she puts it on full display there.
Yeah, she's been more wide open on 3-3. She's had good looks at it. Great hustle that time. Offensive rebound. And an easy putback for Carney.
Absolutely. So we'll head to the break. Lady Hawks up 35-22 after a bit of a sluggish start. As we come back, we'll look at some halftime statistics and look to the keys for the second half. This is your home for Maryland Eastern Shore Sports, the Shore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm your waiter, Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya.
Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Line in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
This is Hawks basketball from SFMSports.net.
Hear that? That's the sound of speechless. Like when you give her an unforgettable gift from Jared the Galleria of Jewelry. Whether it's one of the hundreds of new pieces in our collection, one of the exclusive pieces you can only find at Jared, or a custom piece we create just for you, Jared is the place to find the gift.
I love it.
That takes her breath away. And that's why he went to Jared.
AutoZone presents Max Performance. AutoZone knows better engine performance means taking it to the max. Max fuel economy, max engine life, and yeah, max savings. And it all starts with the right fuel treatment. That's why right now you can save on STP gas treatment and get 2 for $5. So visit your local AutoZone. With 76 DC area locations, the right supplies and good advice are just around the corner. Let's get you what you need. Must buy 2. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Take Hawks basketball with you anywhere. Get the SFM Go app in the Google Play or iTunes Store and stream on SFM Sports Channel 2.
Welcome back here to the William P. Heights Athletic Center. My name is Tyler North. I'm joined once again by my esteemed colleague, Dave Bird. And Dave, as we look back on the first half, what were some things that you noticed and maybe some corrections looking forward? Or just some things that maybe the Lady Hawks need to do a little bit better, maybe some things the Wesley Wolverines need to do a little bit better?
Well, the Hawks got off to a slow start, and I think Coach Baxter sent a message. We had a full substitution, and when the girls on the bench came in, the defense picked up, they intentionally picked up, and the Hawks played an even first quarter, but a very, very good second quarter, and outscored Wesley 24-10. And the defense, great defense, led to easy buckets and offense, and Miles proved that she's a freshman that's going to be reckoned with at the Hawks throughout her career.
Absolutely. As you said, Gil Miles, she was able to just impose her athleticism and impose her will down low, and take advantage of a few key opportunities to put The Lady Hawks well in front. She's got 10 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from the line, also 7 rebounds. And that was one thing that we talked about coming into this game was whether or not the Lady Hawks were going to be able to really impose their will down low. As you said, it got off to a sluggish start, but it looks like it really kicked into gear.
Yeah, and she's got she also has 3 steals, but Coach Batchelor played everybody on the bench, but Miles was leading with the 16 minutes in that first half. So I think you're going to see him come out with some enthusiasm again in the second half, and Wesley's really going to have to be prepared for that full court pressure.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to hit on, as you mentioned earlier. Came out a little sluggish, and as we look back to the first quarter stats, Wesley only had 6 turnovers after the first quarter. Now they're up to 15, so they had 9 turnovers that quarter. That is Wesley. So great job with the full court press. Something I'm sure Coach Batchelor noticed early on. He said if we can get this full court press, I'm sure we'll be able to create a few turnovers and get a couple easy buckets. And that's exactly what happened. As you saw, there were some big buckets, big layups down low. Dominique Walker provided a spark off the bench. Tori Morris was able to impose her will down low. And as you mentioned, Gil Miles was able to get some easy layups as well.
Yeah, but Stacey O'Neal's done a good job for Wesley. She kept him in a basketball game by going 3 for 4 from the 3-point line, and she has 11 points in this basketball game. And we said earlier, if Wesley could do a couple things, either beat the Hawks down the floor, get away from their size, or shoot well from the 3-point line, then they could be at a basketball game, and that's what they've done so far.
Yeah, absolutely. As you look at the 3-point differential, 3 of 5 for Wesley, 3 of 12 for the Lady Hawks. So it's exactly even when it comes to that. As far as field goal percentage, overall field goal percentage, Lady Hawks 14 of 36 and Wesley 8 of 23. So they've been able, like we said, to impose their will down low. As we figured, the height advantage has really paid dividends so far for Coach Batchelor's club. And as we look forward to the second half, you mentioned the 3-pointers. I personally would like to see, if you're Wesley, get some off-the-ball screens maybe for O'Neal. See if you can set her up from 3. If you can get her going, maybe hit a couple threes, you could cut into this deficit very early. You're not going to get it all back with one swing of the bat. It's not baseball where you can get everything back on a home run.
No, it's not going to happen. And you got an entire second half, 2 full quarters, so it's going to be a matter of try to get it down to a certain point at the end of the third quarter, and then just see if you can get it close by the end of the game. And any basketball fan or person knows that the ball game's close in the end, and you make some free throws, you got a chance to win.
That's all that Coach Worden could be asking for right now. Is just let's just keep chopping away at the lead, see if we can get back in this contest. And hey, you never know. Lady Hawks get a little bit of pressure, anything can happen. So as we look back at a couple of statistics in the first half, one of the things that we mentioned in the pregame was the rebounding advantage. Lady Hawks lead that 23-18. As we said, Gil Miles with 7 of those 23. Dominique Walker also with 3 rebounds as well. As far as Wesley goes, their 18 rebounds, a third of that, 6 of those coming from Shelby Johnson. Also, as we mentioned, the turnover differential has been in favor of the Lady Hawks. 8 turnovers for the Lady Hawks, 15 for Wesley. Steals, 11 for the Lady Hawks, 2 for Wesley. So that full court press with the turnovers, with the steals, exactly what you would hope for if you were Coach Batchelor. Assists, 9, 5 in favor of the Lady Hawks, and free throws, 4 of 9 for the Lady Hawks, 3 of 6 for Wesley. As we look at field goal percentages, in the second quarter, Lady Hawks shot 9 of 21, so 42.9. In the second quarter, Wesley only shot 33% from the field, only shot 9 times. So you see 21 shots to 9 shots. And like we said, the turnovers, the steals, that's what's going to reflect in that, is that you're not able to get as many shots off. The percentages might be somewhat similar, but you're not able to get as many shots off. And if you're not able to get as many shots off, you can't score points.
That's where the steals come in, because the ball possession, you're not getting down the floor to get that shot, and the Hawks are doing a good job in full court man-to-man, full court person-to-person, and then they're also doing some 2-2-1 full court and half court traps. But the main thing is when they jump trap, it's causing Wesley some problems.
Absolutely. Could not disagree whatsoever with everything that my colleague said there. The turnovers have proved big dividends for the Lady Hawks. As we said, they got off to a sluggish start. They were down 7-0 right off the bat. Coach Blatcher called a timeout. And since then, it's pretty much been all Lady Hawks. 35-22 is the score at half. We'll be right back with a couple keys to the second half. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Hey, Hawks fans, season tickets are on sale now. Visit UMEStickets.com to get your basketball season tickets. Stop by the athletic office, go online, or check your mailbox. Get your Maryland Eastern Shore tickets. There's no better place to be this basketball season than the Heights, cheering your Hawks on towards the conference championship. Get your Maryland Eastern Shore basketball season tickets now at UMEStickets.com. Support Eastern Shore Athletics, because after all, this is our shore and our team.
In the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, success for our student athletes isn't just measured by wins and losses, points on the scoreboard, or individual stats. It's also measured by their performance in the classroom, in the community, and ultimately graduation. Our student athletes aren't just playing to win a single game. They're playing to win at life, because games end, but life keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
We welcome you back here to Princess Anne, Maryland at the William P. Heights Athletic Center. As I've mentioned before, my name is Tyler North, and I am joined by Dave Bird. Dave, we're going to look ahead to the second half here. We've got about 4 minutes until the second half progresses. What would you say is a major key? If you're Wesley and you're looking to get back in this, what's going to be a key for them?
They got to be prepared to break the press. That's the number one. And they hope the Hawks come out a little bit lackadaisical. That's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, Coach Blatcher's keeping them in the locker room a little longer than normal. So I'm sure the Hawks will come out with some enthusiasm and press again. And for Wesley to get back in this ball game, they got to beat that press.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, that Wesley is the only team on the court right now. We've got 3 minutes left until the second half commences. So Coach Blatcher, I'm sure he's giving his team a little bit more of a pep talk than he normally does. And I think that is in part to how the Lady Hawks came out of the gates. Down 7-0 right out of the gate. Just like you said, look sluggish, lackadaisical. So he put the reserves in, and they provided that spark to get the team really going. So you wonder if he's letting his team, letting his ladies know that hey, we cannot come out like we did in the game. We have to come out and impose our will down low, keep the press going, and hit the occasional outside shot. And I think if the Lady Hawks can do that, they're going to get the victory today. But as we mentioned, if Wesley is able to beat that press, if they're able to get O'Neal free and hit a couple threes, you never know what could happen. It could create a little bit of a pressure for the Lady Hawks, and it's going to come down to whether or not Wesley can make a couple shots here and there. One thing that I'd like to hit on with this game is this is a very important game, especially for the Lady Hawks, because as you look ahead, you've got Mount St. Mary's after this. You've got UMBC, and then you've got at East Carolina. After that, we get into conference play. So you've got after today, you've only got 3 games left until conference play starts. And that's when the fun really begins for both these teams. But if you're the Lady Hawks, if you can go 2-1 or 3-0 on this homestand, that's a big boost going into conference play. Something that you can really build upon, and something that could almost right the ship of the season, because it has, like you said, hasn't been the best start to the season. A lot of that is due to the opponents that you face and the injuries. So if you get the injured players back, you're not playing the inferior opponents that you want faced, that could help you. So this is a very, very big game for Coach Batchelor's club, and I think they all know that as well.
Yes, and it's a great homestand. I mean, this doesn't happen here very often. Most of the time, the Hawks are on the road for extended periods of time. Both women's and men's teams just on the road in December, and the Hawks have a 3-game homestand right before Christmas. That's really unheard of, and it's some good scheduling there by Coach Batchelor, and I'm sure the girls are very happy to be home playing in the Heights Center. Now I think it could be a nice 3-game run right here.
Absolutely, and when you look at their schedule, I mean, they had to go to upstate New York for Buffalo and Syracuse. Then they had to go all the way to Alaska to play Alaska, Anchorage, and Binghamton there. Then they had some local matchups between George Mason and Virginia Tech, and then they went to Wake Forest in their last game. And like you said, 3 straight contests. Today against Wesley, Tuesday against Mount St. Mary's, and Thursday against UMBC. A little bit of an early Christmas present, as you might say, for Coach Batchelor's club to get 3 straight homestands. So this is the beginning of the homestand. It would be very nice to get off to a good start with this homestand, close out this win, and then, as we said, look forward to Tuesday against the Mount. We are about 10 seconds away from the second half.
Looks like both teams are beginning the second half with their starting lineups.
Looks like everything is going to be the same for both teams. Lady Hawks going to be going from right to left on your radio dial, and Wesley will be going from left to right. Martha Thompson to inbound the ball right in front of us, and give off to Alexis Hicks, and we are underway here in the second half. Thompson quickly starts the process. Morris down low, she'll give off to Hicks, and Hicks hits the big 3 from the wing.
They're inside, outside that time. Good pass by Morris and a good assist.
And you're going to notice that as the game progresses, I think, that the Wolverines are going to have to double team down low just because of the size advantage, which is going to leave some shooters open from 3 for the Lady Hawks.
That's right, and the Hawks can knock them down. They'll take advantage of that.
So jump ball that time, a tie up. Possession will give way to Wesley. And Murray was looking to drive there.
Foul on Martin, I believe.
And it was Martin with the reach-in foul that time. Her second, the team's first. So Wesley will inbound right in front of their bench. 38-22 after the 3 by Hicks. Morris all the way out to the top of the key. Drive that time by Gibbs, and her layup is off the mark. Thompson with a 3-on-2. She'll take it herself. Up and under layup is good. Great job that time by the Xavier grad student.
Great job by the Hawks on a 3-on-2 break.
40-22 in favor of the Hawks now. And here comes the pressure. O'Neal fakes the 3. Morris came out to close in, and O'Neal will throw up a shot that goes off the mark and rebounded by Gil Miles. So the Hawks,
8th rebound for Miles.
She's well on her way to a double-double. Thompson outside from the wing for 3. Off the mark. Right underneath the basket is Morris. Great job that time by Murray to block it out of bounds. Quick hands by Murray.
And from behind by Murray. Good job that time.
Great job by the junior guard out of Seaford, Delaware that time. Not giving up on the play and was able to get the block. Gil Miles off the inbound, and her jump shot is able to hit the rim probably 4 or 5 times and drop in.
That's all right. It all counts the same, too.
As long as it goes to the bottom of the net. And another foul on Martin. That's going to be her 3rd. So now you've got 3 players for Coach Batchelor's club with 3 fouls. Martin, Carney, and Smith.
Now, the Hawks are deep, though. They have a full contingent of ladies on the bench.
And that allows Coach Batchelor to continue to press. Murray will get it across and give off to Gibbs. Gibbs to Binkley. And that's going to be poked away by Gil Miles. She'll give off to Martin. Martin with the layup and good. Great transition offense that time by the Lady Hawks. Lady Hawks now sporting a 22-point lead. They've doubled up Wesley, 44-22, 7:53 remaining in the third period. Great cut that time by Wesley. That was number 3, Paige Hailstock, but she couldn't convert the layup.
Little backdoor move. She just missed the little bunny underneath.
And Thompson will take it herself, and she'll pull up from about the free throw line and convert. And great job that time by Hicks. She'll get the steal, pull up from 3. It's off the mark. And Murray will get the rebound. Quick hands that time by Hicks. As you mentioned earlier, getting her back from injury was such a big boost. She has such an astute eye for this game. It's put on full display right there.
Good hustle by Murray that time, diving for the loose ball into the front row seats.
Yeah, I think you've noticed that from Coach Warden's club is no matter what the score is, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep pushing. They're going to keep trying to get baskets and keep playing defense. Gil Miles down low. She'll give off to Morris, and Morris will convert and one. Great job that time. Great ball movement by the Lady Hawks. Started at the top of the key, gave off to the right side of the paint, and back to the left side to Morris.
Little high-low action that time. Good hands on Morris underneath. She got the bucket, and now is going to go to the free-throw line to get a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Booker Hayes. She replaces 11. Shaq.
So Tori Morris, the senior center out of Herndon, Virginia. She's also a transfer from Grand Canyon University. So this Lady Hawks team sports a couple of transfers. Smith from Towson, Thompson from Xavier, and as we said, Morris from Grand Canyon. And that's going to be a foul that time by Morris as she came in a little bit too hot.
Too late.
And fouled Sharday Booker Hayes that time. A little bit too hot, a little bit too late. And it'll be out of bounds for an inbound for Wesley underneath their own attacking basket. Great job there by Hicks as she read that inbound pass and gets the steal. She'll look to push. Hicks going, great hands by Gibbs, and they're going to call her for a reach-in foul. So Gibbs was trying to get the steal, trying to slow the transition offense.
Hicks just going a little bit deep that time. Instead of stopping at the foul line, she got a couple steps inside the lane.
Yeah, everybody for Wesley was back on defense. Great find that time by Hicks on the inbound to Morris, and she'll throw that up. And they're actually going to call a travel on Morris before she converted the basket. It looked like it might have been a foul there underneath the basket on Wesley, and it could have been an and one opportunity for Morris.
I didn't see the travel, but the striped shirts called it. That's what it is.
And there's another travel as the full court press does its job and gets the turnover for the Lady Hawks. Hicks and Martin double teamed Murray there, and she shuffled her feet. And now the Lady Hawks will look to inbound. Gives off to Gil Miles. Gil Miles outside to Thompson. Thompson with the drive. Gives off to Morris. Morris with the layup. Just misses, but the foul is called. So Morris will head to the charity strike.
Yeah, Hawks with the nice passes inside. It would be good to see them finish those off now. Morris goes to his free throw line for 2. 49-22 Hawks, 6:46 left in the third.
So Morris back to the charity strike. And her first free throw hits the rim twice and bounces out. The iron is not kind that time to her.
O'Neal. She replaces number 4, Gibbs.
Morris on the year is 11 of 17 for 65% from the line. And that second free throw is good. So she'll hit 1 of 2. And the Lady Hawks get to the 50-point threshold and now sport a 50-22 lead. And that pass is read brilliantly that time by Gil Miles, and she'll take it all the way for the easy deuce. So Wesley down 30 points now, 52-22. Let's see what Murray can do. And they're going to call an over and backcourt violation that time on Wesley. It looks like Sharday Booker Hayes gave off to Murray, but Murray was not settled on the attacking side of half court. And it looks like we've got a timeout awarded to Wesley. So as they take a timeout, we will as well. Score is Lady Hawks 52, Wesley 22. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Do you
need a break, a getaway? Plan a visit to Hyatt Place Dewey Beach in Delaware. Lay back, relax with your toes in the sand, and unwind to the sounds of the ocean. Please your palate with a delicious meal at Cape Hassa Restaurant on the bay while taking in the sights of a beautiful sunset. It's time to get away and make that getaway to the Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. Call 302-864-9100 or visit HyattPlaceDeweyBeach.com. Make a lifetime of memories in your own backyard at Hyatt Place Dewey Beach. That's Hyatt Place Dewey Beach on Facebook and Instagram.
Committed to serving you even better. McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center in Princess Anne. Stop by when you need us and experience our expanded services, including 3D mammography for advanced early detection of breast cancer. Conveniently located next to Food Lion in Princess Anne and open 7 days a week from 10 to 8. Most insurance plans are accepted and no appointments are needed at McCready Health Immediate Care and Imaging Center. McCready Health, with you for life.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Princess Anne, Maryland, where the score is Lady Hawks 52 and Wesley 22. Lady Hawks coming out of the first half 17-0. 17-0 in favor of the Lady Hawks. So Wesley yet to get on the board. So we'll see if the Lady Hawks can continue the success as they do. As I say that, actually, Hicks hits a three from the corner. Great job there by Hicks right out of the timeout to hit the three. And the full court press is on full display again. And they get a foul on number 3, Alexis Hicks. So as she hits the three, she commits a foul. And it'll be an inbound for the Wolverines. That last foul on Wesley that sent Tori Morris to the line was actually number 4, Tiana Gibbs. So that's a big blow to Wesley. But Wesley's able to beat the press, and down low with nobody within 10 feet of her is number 21, Shelby Johnson, for the easy deuce.
Yeah, but Wesley needs to do more of the breaking the press that way and score some points.
Absolutely. She was caught wide open, and Gil Miles underneath. Great find that time by Tori Morris at the top of the paint. She's able to find Gil Miles down low for the easy deuce.
Yeah, the high-low action has been working the entire basketball game from the post down inside.
And you're able to do that when you have a couple 6-footers out there. Oh, blocked that time by Morris on Shelby Johnson. Great job, great defense. And Gil Miles will get the loose ball, and she'll push up the court. Was trying to get it to Thompson, and it was deflected right back to her. She missed a layup, got a rebound, and put it back in.
There she is, 18 points for the game.
And that was actually her 10th rebound. So you wonder if she knew that in her head. She was trying to get the double-double.
Nah, we hope not. Let's put it that way. She does have the double-double. It should be 18 points and 10 boards by my unofficial stats.
And I'm right there with you. As far as we're going, it looks like she does have that coveted double-double. And Shelby Johnson will go to the line. Shooting 2. Shelby Johnson is a freshman out of St. Mary's County.
The wholesale subs coming in now.
And once again, a line change for Coach Batchelor's club as 5 will go off and 5 will come on. Smith, Walker, Eaton. Looks like Eaton, Sidnor, and looks like Taylor. Angelique Taylor is the last one. So Angelique Taylor, Kiara Eaton, Portia Sidnor, Dominique Walker, and Jordan Smith on the floor for the Lady Hawks. That second free throw is off the mark for Shelby Johnson. Rebounded that time by Walker. Walker will give it up to Sidnor, who gives it up to Taylor. Now Walker with the ball at the top of the key gives off to Taylor. Taylor back to Sidnor. Sidnor over to Walker. Walker dribble drive, pulls up, and gets it.
Nice shot by Walker from the right elbow.
Great recognition. She saw she had a lane. She took it, and she converted. Great idea and great execution as well by the Lady Hawks there.
Yeah. The Hawks playing straight person-to-person defense now.
Relax off the press a little bit. And we'll see if Wesley can get a couple buckets here to get back into this game. And that's going to be a hand check that time on number 15, Angelique Taylor. And we've seen that called 5, 6, 7 times.
It's been called all year. It's been called on all levels of basketball. Don't put your hands on the player on the perimeter. They're calling, and that's what they're doing everywhere.
Absolutely, and as a spectator, you kind of wonder, how is that a foul? But it is. It's in the rule book. That is a foul. So when you see that and you're a coach and you see it, you have to correct that on the sidelines, which I'm sure Coach Batchelor is talking to, as you saw Taylor do it there. You've seen Carney doing it a couple times earlier in the game as well. So 61-25 in favor of the Hawks. Short little timeout. I think it was a 30-second timeout for Wesley, so we'll stay right here. Like we said, as we look forward to the next couple games, Mount St. Mary's and UMBC, those are both Division I opponents for this Lady Hawks team. So a little bit more of a degree of difficulty probably for the Lady Hawks going into the next slate, this week's slate of games. Yes,
and they're comparable in-state teams, Division I schools that are in Maryland, Mount St. Mary's and UMBC, and it's schools we've been playing over the last several years. It's usually home and away, and this year we happen to have them home, and last year we were away. So it's going to be great competition. 2 6 o'clock games. On Tuesday we play Mount St. Mary's at 6 here, and on Thursday we're back again against UMBC before the Christmas break at 6. So come on out. If it's cold outside, it'll be warm inside at the Heights Center.
And if you're not able to come out, please give us a listen again. As my partner said, Mount St. Mary's on Tuesday at 6, and then UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore College at 6 on Thursday. And then after that, there isn't a game until after Christmas, December 28th at East Carolina. And then following that, conference MEAC play begins. So Wesley at the line, shooting 2, first free throw off the mark, that time by number 3, Paige Hailstock. Hailstock, a 5'5" sophomore out of Rockville, Maryland. She went to Rockville High School. And her second free throw is good.
Oh, nice looking free throw.
Yeah, nice looking stroke, hit the bottom of the net. Good job by Hailstock there to cut into the deficit a little bit. And we'll see what the Lady Hawks can do. And as I say that, a traveling violation on Jordan Smith. So Smith coming back from injury. Maybe get the opening jitters out. She's had a couple fouls, a couple turnovers. She has imposed her will down low, I will say that, as far as on the rebounding end. But just a couple opening jitters, I'm sure. And another traveling violation, this time on Wesley against Stacy O'Neill. Haven't heard O'Neill's name mentioned much here in the second half.
Did one shot.
And that's exactly, and that's probably why Lady Hawks have been able to push their lead to 61-26. A 35-point lead for Maryland Eastern Shore. 3:50 remaining in the third quarter. Sidnor looks to dribble drive, gives off. Taylor pulls up off the mark. Rebound that time by Dominique Walker, and she'll get the easy deuce.
She's just a little smaller version than Gil Miles, and they both play alike.
Absolutely. And they're both providing great minutes for Coach Batchelor as well. Dominique Walker is a 5'10" junior forward out of Bel Air, and she actually transferred here from Hartford Community College. So Lady Hawks up 63-26. Sidnor now running the point for the Hawks. Sidnor, Eaton, Smith, Taylor, and Walker on the floor for the Lady Hawks. Taylor with the ball. Dribbles a couple times, gives off to Smith at the top of the key, and she'll give over to Sidnor. Sidnor looking to go down low to Walker. Kicked out of bounds by Murray.
Shot clock reset to 15 seconds.
So the shot clock will reset to 15. Sidnor to inbound underneath her own basket. She'll find Smith. Baseline extended. She'll give off back to Sidnor. So Sidnor with 10 on the shot clock. She'll look to set up an offensive play here. Here comes the screen from Walker. She'll give off to Smith. Smith with 5. Over to Taylor. Taylor pulls off the mark. Rebounded. That time deflected to Murray. And Wesley will look to push. Murray pushing the tempo. She'll give off to Johnson. Johnson down low. It's a scrum underneath. And it looks like Taylor was out of bounds trying to defend that ball with Johnson.
Good pass by Murray. Almost had an easy layup.
Great job by Murray, able to thread the seam there and find Johnson. She just wasn't able to gather it in quick enough time to get up a shot. So Murray will inbound underneath her own basket. And there's a whistle on the court. Stoppage of play.
Who's that against?
And it looks like on one shot clock we've got 23, and on the other we've got 22. So it looks like there's a discrepancy between what the shot clock should be on, as they are a second off. So 2:44 remaining in the third quarter. Lady Hawks up 63-26, and they corrected that, and now it's showing 23 on both.
Yeah, they're supposed to run simultaneously, so I don't know how that happened.
I'm not too sure either. It must be a small glitch.
Small glitch. Gremlins.
So Wesley will look to attack here. O'Neal with the ball out top. Outside the arc, she'll give off to Murray. Murray looking to dribble drive. She'll dribble, drive, pull up, just missed. Batted around a couple times by Eaton, and she'll gather the ball herself. She'll look to push. Eaton stops, pops, misses the bunny hook, and it goes out of bounds in favor of Wesley. Not a bad idea that time.
No, a nice drive there. She just didn't quite get it to the rim.
Just left it a little short that time, but a good idea, a good attacking idea, just wasn't able to execute. So Wesley will look to attack, and that's going to be intercepted that time by Dominique Walker. Walker will look to push 2-on-2 this time, and she'll go right to the hole, and she'll convert the layup. Great move that time. Number 23, Dominique Walker.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Coach Batchelor to play Walker and Gil Miles together sometime. That's going to be an interesting tandem.
That is going to be some tough athleticism for opponents to handle come conference play. And that ball almost goes out of bounds, but saved by Binkley. She'll give off to Murray. Murray to Johnson. Johnson back to Binkley. Binkley cross court to O'Neal. O'Neal pulls the trigger off the rim that time, rebounded by Eaton. Eaton looking to push again. She'll give off to Smith. Baseline extended back to Eaton. Eaton to the top of the key to Sidnor. 1:23 remaining in the third quarter. The Hawks up 65-26. Sidnor over to Eaton here on the wing closest to us. Walker to Sidnor. Sidnor down low to Smith. Smith makes one dribble. She's closely guarded by Binkley, and they're going to call an over the back. Is it on the rebound? No, they're actually going to call that against Wesley. So Smith will go to the line to shoot two.
Team 4, Jordan Smith, shooting 2.
So Smith, who actually has been bothered by ankle injury, she was able to finish the game against George Mason, but actually missed the last two games, and this is her first game back after a 2-game hiatus. She'll head to the line. As we said, it might still be bothering her a little bit, that ankle injury. They just seem to nag on, especially if it's a sprained ankle. Sometimes that's even worse than a broken ankle, just by the sense that it just nags and nags and nags and just doesn't seem to get better. And it's just something a lot of time players just have to play with. You see it all across all sports, all facets of the game. But Smith, nonetheless, able to hit the second free throw. So 67-26, in favor of the Lady Hawks. Murray with the ball. She'll tries to get it down low to Johnson, and it goes deflected almost out of bounds, but recovered that time by Eaton. And Eaton will look to push. Under a minute to go in the third period. Eaton gives off Walker. Walker jumps in the air, misses, covered that time by Smith, and she'll get the and one opportunity.
Yeah, weak side rebound by Smith that time. Again, Walker open on the baseline, just missed a shot, and Smith cleaning up the glass.
Yeah, she was on the baseline there and tried to hit a floater and overshot it. Unfortunately, I think if she might have used the glass that time, she might have had an opportunity to convert on that. But nonetheless, Smith gathers it, hits the layup, and then converts for the old-fashioned three-point play. Murray running the point once again for Wesley. She's at the top of the key, closely guarded by Hicks. Down low to Binkley, closely guarded by Smith. Binkley will give off to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Walker. On the baseline, and she'll look to drive baseline, and they're going to call a reach in that time, I believe, on Walker. The same hand check call they've been calling all game.
And they're going to call all year, so just get ready for it.
Yes, you might be up 70-26, but there's always room for improvement, and that's one area of improvement for Coach Batchelor's club heading forward, especially when you get into the conference play.
Which is right around the corner.
So Johnson will head to the line, shooting two. Her first free throw is good. As we said, Johnson, a 5'9" freshman out of St. Mary's. And that's something that Coach Worden can, develop as he goes along throughout the years. This is a freshman centerpiece for Wesley. It's something that they can build upon. So Lady Hawks up 70-28, less than 20 to go. No shot clock. They'll hold for the last shot. Angelique Taylor gives off to Hicks, and Hicks realizes that, and she will hold for the last shot. Under 10 to go. Hicks at the top of the key, closely guarded by Murray. 4, 3, 2. Hicks drives. She'll get fouled. She throws up a shot, and it's off the mark. They're going to say the call happened on the floor with 0.7 seconds left in the third. So Hicks will head to the free throw line because the Lady Hawks are in the bonus.
Yeah. 6 foul on them, I think, or was it 5th? Put it up on the floorboard. I'm not sure.
Hicks misses the first free throw. She'll look to hit the second free throw. Alexis Hicks, 5'5" guard out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Her second free throw is good. Murray will inbound to Johnson, and that clock will run out. So the score at the end of the third period is Lady Hawks 71 and Wesley 28. This is the Shore Sports Network.
You wouldn't put a square peg in a round hole, so why would you deploy a traditional firewall in a modern decentralized network? Firewalls have new requirements for businesses leveraging SaaS-based applications and public cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. We're in the cloud generation now, so your firewalls have to be engineered to fit right in. Reclaim your cloud network. Try a Barracuda Cloud Generation Network or application firewall free at barracuda.com/firewalls.
Right now, save 50 to 70% off at Banana Republic factory stores and online. And 60% off absolutely everything at Gap factory stores. Save even more with 40% off clearance at Gap factory stores. And at Banana Republic factory, all flannel shirts $19.99 and doorbuster scarves $9.99. This weekend only. Shop Gap Factory or Banana Republic Factory in Leesburg, Woodbridge, Hanover, National Harbor, or in Alexandria.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Alrighty, welcome back here to the William P. Heights Athletic Center in Princess Anne, Maryland. Once again, my name is Tyler North, and I'm joined here by Dave Bird. And Dave, as we look at some of these third quarter stats, the one thing that jumps out right away is the third quarter scoring differential, 36-6 in favor of the Lady Hawks.
Yeah, but without question. We start the fourth quarter with Wesley in a 2-3 zone, and the Hawks with some more or different players on the floor.
And I believe our guess, or our judgment of Gil Miles' double-double was correct. She has 18 and 10 for the game so far. We look at a couple other statistics. As you said, Stacey O'Neal, that was one of the bright points for Coach Worden's club in the first half. She has been held scoreless here in the second half thus far, still stuck on that 11-point margin. Shelby Johnson providing a little bit of a spark for Wesley with 7 points. Dominique Walker in double figures for the Lady Hawks. And then a trio with 8 points. Jordan Smith with 8, Alexis Hicks with 8, and Tori Morris with 8. So we look at the turnover differential, 27 turnovers to 10, 27 for Wesley, 10 for the Lady Hawks. And then if we look at the rebounding differential, 35-21 in favor of the Lady Hawks. So right off the back, Eaton hits 2 free throws as she was fouled. So we'll see what Wesley can do here in this fourth quarter. This is something that, if you want to take some positives away from the game, this is the time that you really start looking at some positives for Coach Worden's club. And it looks like another reach in, this time against the Lady Hawks. That's going to be on the freshman, number 22, Portia Sidnor.
You look at the positives for the Hawks is that everybody gets some playing time, and you're coming back in this three-game stretch, and everybody's got used to playing a little bit. So that's a very good thing for Coach Baxter.
Absolutely. Like we said, you've got a couple injured players that are now able to play a little bit, get their feet wet again, get the jitters out. And as we said, like you said, looking forward to the conference schedule and the next 2 games as well. That's going to be hopefully a key aspect for Coach Batchelor and their club in these next couple of games. So Lady Hawks sporting a 73-28 lead. Carney back on the floor for the Hawks. The freshman 3-point specialist. Down low to Walker. Walker converts down low. A great find that time by Ksenia Popovich. Like you said, that high-low, as we've been mentioning all game, pays its dividends again for the Lady Hawks.
Yeah, whoever's playing in those positions, which has been a lot of different people, are making great passes from the foul five.
Absolutely, whether it's been Tori Morris and Jordan Smith, or Gil Miles and Thompson, or as we just saw here, Ksenia Popovich and Walker. It's worked tremendously for Coach Batchelor's club. And Popovich that time is able to get ahead of the pack for the easy layup. Great find by Eaton. And we've seen Eaton do that a couple times this afternoon. Is able to look ahead of the pack and find the open Lady Hawk. So 77-28 now in favor of the Hawks. Wesley with the ball. Johnson at the top of the key. Closely guarded by Walker. She'll give off to Murray, the point guard. Murray down low, looking for Binkley, and it's going to be stolen that time by Walker. And Walker will look to push. She's ahead of the pack. She'll go in for the layup and converts. And the foul to get the old-fashioned three-point play. Great job that time by Walker.
Yeah, she showed her athleticism that time with the steal and coast to coast with the easy layup.
And you mentioned it earlier. I'm just salivating at the idea of Gil Miles and Dominique Walker on the court at the same time. It just seems like something that the athleticism would just be above so many other opponents. And it's something that hopefully Coach Batchelor will use, gives us something to look forward to maybe.
It'd be interesting to see how he does it. Of course, you always got somebody with enthusiasm coming off the bench if you do it the other way.
Absolutely. And you split them up and you're able to get the best of both worlds. So I understand that strategy for Coach Batchelor. Eaton's able to get to steal. Great job that time to stay in bounds. And she'll take it all the way for the layup. Looked like she might have shoveled her feet there, but got away with it. And she converts the layup. So Eaton, who's been distributing the whole time, is able to get the easy deuce for herself. And we've got another shot clock malfunction. One showing 30, one showing 24. 7:34. Actually, it looks like 7:29, remaining in the contest. 81-28 in favor of the Lady Hawks.
I don't know how they're different. That's what I'm trying to figure that out. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Dave, they're supposed to be simultaneous.
Yeah.
And that ball is taken down, and there's a scrum on the floor. Going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow gives it to Wesley. It was an inbound that time that the Wesley player wasn't even looking for the ball, had their back to the inbounder, and it just trickled around. And luckily for Wesley, it was a jump ball because it could have been stolen by the Lady Hawks and converted for an easy two. So Eaton will get a break, and Angelique Taylor will come in for her. O'Neal with the ball for Wesley, and as we mentioned, if she can get a shot or two, it would provide huge dividends. And as we say that, she tries the shot, and it's blocked that time by Taylor. Taylor will get the loose ball, and she'll go all the way to the hoop. Miss the layup, out of bounds in favor of the Lady Hawks. Great recognition that time that she knew O'Neal was going to shoot, but just wasn't able to convert on the other end.
Yeah, Hawks ball underneath their own basket, and a 1-4 set box.
Fine. And it looked like they found Walker on the quick inbound. She looked to shoot, and initially I thought it was blocked by Murray, but it seems like she might have gotten a little bit of the arm of Walker, and Walker will head to the line for two.
That's her third personal. Walker shooting two.
So Dominique Walker, a 5'10" forward. She's a junior out of Bel Air, Maryland, as we mentioned. This is it's funny because when you look at Coach Batchelor's club, you see such a spread and such an array of classes. You see juniors, you see seniors, you see freshmen, you see grad students. It's a very well-balanced club for this year and for future years. And that ball is stolen that time. Quick hands by the Lady Hawks down low, forces the turnover. Sidnor looks to push. And she realizes she doesn't have anything and pulls it back out and resets. 20 left on the shot clock. 6:45 remaining in the contest. Sidnor will give way to Taylor on the wing. Back out top to Walker. Walker at the top of the key gives off to Sidnor. 10 remaining on the shot clock. Sidnor going to call a play. 5 left on the shot clock. And she might have to do it herself. And the shot clock runs out on her. She was trying to set up a play, just didn't have enough time there. So the turnover will give it back to Wesley.
Substitution for the Wolverines.
The Hawks dropping back the entire fourth quarter, playing person-to-person defense, half court.
Yeah, give a rest to the Lady Hawks. They've done everything you've wanted them to do with the press so far in this game, and maybe just play a little bit of woman-to-woman, person-to-person defense here.
Correct.
And actually checking into the game now for Wesley is number 20, Josette Smith. And as I say that, she gets the ball stolen by Sidnor, and Sidnor takes it all the way for the easy layup. Josette Smith, a 5'8 junior out of Wilmington, Delaware, went to Brandywine High School. And it looks like Walker and Sidnor forced the turnover from Johnson that time down low on the baseline. It's a great double team that time by the Lady Hawks.
And the Hawks are up to over 20 steals in the basketball game.
And I think if you're getting that amount of steals, it's kind of tough to lose a game. If you're imposing your will on that end and the rebounding end, it's pretty tough. So it looks like we've got a timeout awarded to the Lady Hawks. So as they take a timeout, we're going to take one as well. 5:29 remaining in the contest. Lady Hawks lead Wesley 88-28. This is the Shore Sports Network.
Hello, I'm your waiter, Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya.
Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe. Because our nation expects more. Discover a future that exceeds your expectations. Learn more at gocoastguard.com.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Princess Anne at the William P. Heights Athletic Center. And it seems like it's the same story as it was in the third period as the Lady Hawks started off 17-0. They're up 17-0 here in the fourth period as well, and sporting an 88-28 lead. So after that sluggish start, it seems like Coach Batchelor's club has settled in and played very, very well on the defensive and offensive end.
Yes.
Gibbs checks it back into the game for Wesley, and her three ball from the top of the key does not even draw iron and goes out of bounds. So the Lady Hawks will inbound. Sidnor running the point. Carney in the game as well. Popovich down low. Walker down low. And Taylor as the wing. Sidnor over cross court to Carney. Carney back out top to Sidnor. 14 left on the shot clock, closely guarded by Gibbs. Here comes a screen from Walker, and she'll use it ranging to her left. Sidnor over to Popovich. Popovich with the 17-footer off the mark. Rebounded by Wesley, and it's going to be a foul, I believe, on Carney.
Carney from crashing in for the rebound. I think that's her fourth foul.
And that it is.
And aggressive this basketball game.
Fourth foul on Amanda Carney, the freshman three-point specialist, as we've mentioned so far in this game. That was a great rebound that time by Shelby Johnson, number 21, down low for Wesley. It was in a caddy of Lady Hawks defenders or Lady Hawks rebounders, and she was able to come up with the loose ball there. So great job by her. So Wesley will look to cut into the deficit a little bit. Josette Smith, who we said checked into the game, tries to get it down low to Johnson, and it's knocked away out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Wolverines.
Yeah, the Hawks playing a 2-3 zone. Straight 2-3 zone.
It's funny, you've seen that person-to-person, the full-court press, the 2-3 zone. Coach Batchelor's a lot of day to propel his team to this lead. 7 left on the shot clock, and a three ball this time for Wesley. It was number 3, Paige Hailstock, off the mark, rebounded by the Lady Hawks. Sidnor, one of the freshmen that we talked about in the pregame at the point. She'll give off to Taylor. Taylor looks like she's trying to get it down low to Walker. She's not able to. She'll give off to Popovich at the top of the key. Popovich goes across court to the far wing. Gives off to Carney, back to Popovich, all the way across the court to Taylor. Taylor looks to drive. She'll throw up a left-handed shot off the mark. Fight for the rebound is Popovich and Smith comes away with it for Wesley. Under 4 to go. Gibbs running the point for Wesley. She got bottled by foul trouble early on in the contest and unfortunately wasn't able to get back in until just a few minutes ago. 10 left on the shot clock for Wesley. Gibbs with the ball, top of the key, gives off to Hailstock. Hailstock in the corner, finds Binkley down low. Binkley puts up a shot off the rim, rebound that time by Walker. Walker will give to Sidnor, and Sidnor will casually bring the ball up the court. As we said, Lady Hawks up 88-28. 3 minutes left in the game. Sidnor over to Carney. Carney pulls the trigger from the wing, and she'll hit her first 3 of the game. I believe that's her first 3. Nope, she hit one early in the game, so her second 3 of the game. So that's something, if you're Coach Batchelor, that has to be a sigh of relief to see her connect, because I think she missed her first 3 or 4 from outside the arc. Sidnor gets the rebound off the Wolverine miss. Taylor with the ball at the top of the key. She gets a screen from Popovich. Decides to pull it back out, not use it. She'll get the screen from Walker. She doesn't use that. She'll take 2 defenders on, and she'll go in for the easy deuce. Good job there by Taylor to split the defenders and get the easy deuce.
She weaved her way through the lane that time.
Almost like a seamstress there. It's a great job by Angelique Taylor there. Gibbs with the ball at the top of the key for Wesley. That 3-pointer by Hailstock is blocked by Walker. She regathers it and gives off to Gibbs. Gibbs over to Hailstock. Hailstock pulls the trigger again from 3, off the mark. Great box out by Popovich, and Carney grabs the loose ball. Sidnor once again with the ball for the Lady Hawks. 93-28 in favor of the Lady Hawks. 1:40 remaining in the game. As we said, Lady Hawks will have back-to-back home games after this. Great job that time by Taylor to use the glass. She's been doing it all here down the stretch for the Lady Hawks.
Yeah, she's got easy buckets on the right side with the bank.
So as we mentioned, back-to-back home games after this. One on Tuesday at 6 p.m. against Mount St. Mary's, and one on Thursday at 6 p.m. against UMBC. Wesley with 10 on the shot clock. Gibbs will look to facilitate. And that ball is deflected off Binkley's hands into the hands of Dominique Walker. Dominique Walker will give it to Sidnor, and Sidnor will bring it up the court. Less than a minute to play here today, and a foul that time by Gibbs on Sidnor. And Sidnor will go to the line, and that's going to be the 5th foul on Tiana Gibbs.
That's her 5th personal. She's been disqualified from tonight's contest.
So Gibbs ends the game with 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And as you mentioned it earlier on, just not enough depth for Wesley. If you get one player in foul trouble, it really seems to hurt your team just that much more.
Right, and they only had 9 dressed, so they've done a yeoman's job just to be here today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sidnor running the point. Murray checked in for Gibbs. So Sidnor looking to facilitate here. As we said, she came into the game with 22 assists in 8 games. If you're doing the math, mentioned it earlier, a little less than 3 assists on the season per game. And she'll pull up and hit the short jumper there. Good job there by Sidnor.
Nice looking jump shot. Hawks back in again. 2-3 zone, 25 seconds left in this basketball game.
So the Hawks look to wrap this game up, and as we said, looking forward, it's going to be a tough stretch now because you're going to get 2 games at home, away at East Carolina, and then conference play starts. And that first conference game is going to be on January 3rd after the New Year at Morgan State. Bucket that time by Paige Hailstock from the baseline. The jumper goes. So Wesley will get to the 30-point threshold. 97-30, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and the Lady Hawks will prevail today with a 97-30 victory We will take a quick break and come back with some post-game statistics as well as a post-game interview with Coach Batchelor. This is the Shore Sports Network.
I'm going to give him my headset because he won't be able to.
Worry less with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
So your son got home safe last night? Tom said he had a flat tire.
Yeah, he was out past curfew and got stuck on Route 1, but Liberty Mutual went out and took care of it for him.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, a flat, jump, or tow. It's no problem no matter where or when with their roadside assistance.
What was he doing out so late anyway?
Getting himself grounded for a month.
Visit us online to get a quote. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Optional 24-hour roadside assistance coverage. Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
I haven't finished my holiday shopping. Help! Oh, I only had to go to one place. I got this gorgeous NYX metallic lip vault for my sister at Ulta Beauty.
Wow!
They have everything a beauty lover wants. Perfumes, gift cards, such cute lip kits.
Ulta Beauty has the greatest last-minute gifts, like the incredibly soft and shimmery It brushes for Ulta Set, or the Urban Decay Heavy Metals eyeshadow palette. Don't wait. With just a few days left, there's only one place to get last-minute gifts and get glam. Get ready to bring the beauty this holiday season. Ulta Beauty. All things beauty, all in one place.
The Eastern Shore is a perfect place to visit year-round. A gem hidden on the lower shore is the Henson, located in the heart of Princess Anne on the picturesque campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. The Henson is the perfect choice for campus visits, business trips, reunions, meetings, and relaxing getaways. Check into the Henson and we'll take care of the rest. Book online at umes.edu/Henson.
Hello. I'm your waiter Serge. Would you like to hear the specials? Do they include any wings, hot and cold sandwiches, and Smith Island cake? No, you'll have to go to M Street Grill for that. All right, see ya. Here you go, man.
Hawks fans, you want to sink your teeth into great food and watch the game, right? Make M Street Grill your new home. It's a sports bar and restaurant conceived by hospitality and tourism management program students and owned by a Hawk alumni. M Street Grill in the Princess Anne University Village, 410-621-5040.
This is Maryland Eastern Shore basketball from SFMSports.net.
Alrighty, welcome back for the final time to William P. Heitch Athletic Center here in Princess Anne, Maryland. I'm joined now by Coach Fred Batchelor. Coach, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, especially after the second half. Wasn't pleased at halftime, but I thought, we came out in the second half with a sense of urgency.
Well, you say that, and I'm looking here. I'm glad I wasn't able – I'm not a math major, so I don't want to do the math. But from what I saw, you guys absolutely dominated 68-8. Oh, excuse me, 62-8. Like I said, I'm not a math major. 62-8 in the second half. What proved to be the key there?
I thought we came out. First of all, I thought Wesley played a pretty good first quarter. We didn't dictate the tempo, which we had talked about doing, and I thought they got comfortable. And they got a really good point guard that I think has a lot of fight in them. And they came in ready for a fight, and our kids didn't respond real well in the first quarter, and that's why they had some success. But I thought over time we kind of warmed down a little bit, doing some things we didn't want to have to do to change the pace of the game because they forced us to. But I thought the second half we came out with a little more of a sense of urgency.
Yeah, you speak of that, the sense of urgency. I noticed that right out of the gates, you go down 7-0 right away. You call a timeout. It seemed like since that timeout, you were able to propel your team to the victory. One thing that we noticed was the press. The press seemed to pay huge dividends for you today. And then you were able to go into a little bit of a 2-3 and then a person-to-person. Mm-hmm. So talk me through that. Which do you feel like was able to really help your team? Which one of those defensive schemes?
Well, we really didn't. I would have liked to have been able to play man-to-man and really dictate the tempo of the game against an opponent like Wesley. I didn't want to have to utilize a press to get us to play, change the tempo, but we had to. And we did some undisciplined things in the press because we're really not prepared to play that just yet. We hadn't worked on it all week and hadn't worked on pressing any of the teams we played prior. So, today